started with the prospect of that, okay, I have wings, the birds have wings, and then they want to fly, but it's also lies in the nest that they build. And ideally, just like us human beings, the nest that the bird builds is very comfortable. It's comfortable for them, comfortable for the eggs, or for their babies. And I think you started with that to kind of talk about where your story would evolve. So I think Toastmasters appreciate the brilliant way of starting that. I'm talking about the plunge, and the beautiful part is the plunge as a word didn't come till the very end. Plunge came at the end, emphasizing that what the story is about. However, the entire story was driven around of why people should take a plunge. So I think that's a brilliant aspect of storytelling, that you don't have to reiterate plunge 7 times. But your story kind of starts with that, and then the elements stitch together and eventually form the segment, which is the plunge. So I think very well done on that particular aspect. I feel one of the best things about the storytelling is that can you tell an original story. And Toastmaster Abhishek, your story today looks like as if it is original, because you made elements of Pankaj, which is your boss, and then you brought in certain entities into it. Something like which kind of made it original. Like mentioned about my hands were sweaty when I was quitting a job. Now ideally, when I will walk into my manager's cabin to say that I'm quitting, I will go with full confidence, because I know that I'm troubled by this guy, and I will go with full confidence that I'm doing this. But you emphasize that particular point because you had a relationship with Pankaj, wherein it was not that you can just right away say that, oh, I'm quitting. So that I think brings that originality and a different texture to how everybody else would feel. That's kind of a very good aspect of storytelling. The other thing that I really liked was the vocal variety, and Toastmaster Abhishek, I've been seeing it, use it very well. So even today, you use it well by saying that surprise to a birthday party, like surprise to a birthday party, like surprise birthday party, when you said that. And then there is a stage presence and dialogue throughout. Like you mentioned about the aspect where you went from happy birthday to I quit, and that in action showed in your body as a dialogue. So that's very well done as well. So stage presence and dialogue is something that you ace every single time. And then your message, there was a messaging towards the end, which is that there is limited time or not, why don't you take the plunge? Having said that, Toastmaster Abhishek, I feel there are elements which can take this speech to the next level. The first one, and I have two of them. The first one is, there is a segment in your story wherein you came to the point that there is no going back. You were here at the initial point when you were about to talk to Pankaj, and you realized there is no going back, and you stopped and you looked down. And I thought there is a very immediate aspect that will come next. Actually, and that didn't come. You said that there is no going back, and then you just kind of move into Pankaj's room, and then you spoke about it. It could be done better. And the pause that is there could be elaborated or exaggerated to the fact that don't look down, you rather say that, oh, there is no going back, what should I do? And if you have to think and gather your thoughts, you can think and gather it like this, so that the audience feel that you're enacting. It's not like you have missed something and you're trying to recall. I think that's one way of not fooling the audience, but making an impact by saying that, oh, I'm enacting something. That's one way, I feel. The other one is on emotion. It's a brilliant story, there's good storytelling here. And emotions can be rightly placed at one particular aspect, wherein you said that because my manager knows me, I said, oh, he has given me something like a surprise party, I will do ta-da, that's my resignation letter. With the way the story was progressing, because Pankaj was a very good friend of yours as well, and a good mentor, I believe that ta-da would not fit in there. It would be more like, and that emotion, there was a very stark contrast that you are not able to communicate with Pankaj that I am leaving, and then you were able to bring that very openly, that ta-da, here's my offer, here's my resignation letter. That contrast, I felt that maybe there is a contrast in that emotion could be handled better. Maybe either with a very certain tone to say that this is what I had to present, or in a better fashion that then your story builds up like that ta-da, and then the surprise elements people happening could be two ways to kind of look at it. Having said that, I think it's very, very important in storytelling that you don't really tell a story, you leave a message, and with that, you left the message by saying that let's leave that nest, and let's not always look for safety. Let's leave the job, take wild risk, or whatever we need to do, come out of it. So I think brilliantly done. Looking forward to more speeches from you like that. Over to you.